The message reaching out to you today comes directly from the angels, who observe every detail of what is happening in your life and in the connections you create. They know the words that were left unsaid, the diverted gazes, and the gestures that remain suspended in the air. And today, with celestial kindness, they bring to light a truth you need to hear, something that has the power to transform the way you see your relationship with that special person. The silence, which to you may have been a form of self-protection or waiting, has taken on different proportions in their heart. What seemed like a pause to you turned into a sea of doubts and uncertainties for them. From the beginning, there was something strong and unexplainable between you. It was as if both of you were drawn by an invisible force, something that went far beyond a simple common connection. And yet, when this silence became present, everything started to distort within them. The angels show that this person was deeply affected by this lack of answers, and in the void of words never spoken, questions began to arise. Questions that invaded their heart, making them wonder if what you both experienced was as real for you as it was for them. They now feel that the lack of communication and your apparent indifference are signs that maybe you don't share the same feelings. Doubt in their heart has grown like a shadow, occupying the space that was once filled with dreams and hopes. And even if you didn't say it directly, the silence itself has become a powerful message, a message that this person is interpreting in a painful way. To them, silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of an answer they feared hearing so much. Deep in their soul, they still hold an intense feeling for you. But the angels reveal that they have started to believe that perhaps this feeling is not mutual. What they see, what they feel, is that silence has become a wall between the two of you, a barrier they don't know how to overcome. They believe that if you truly cared, you would have broken that silence, would have given a sign, whatever it may be, to show that you are still present, that you still care. And so, surrounded by assumptions and interpretations, this person starts to convince themselves that you don't feel the same. They see your lack of reaction as a clear sign that perhaps you have moved on, or who knows, maybe you were never truly involved as they believed. The angels show me the depth of the disappointment that has formed in their heart. It's as if a part of them is starting to dim the light that once shone with hope. Each day of silence, every absence of gesture or word, turns into a confirmation for them that maybe there is nothing left there, that what you shared was an illusion created by their own desire to believe in something more. And at the same time, this person finds themselves in a painful paradox, because even believing that you might not want them, they still can't completely let go of this feeling, they can't let you go. This situation has generated a devastating internal conflict for them. They feel torn between reason and heart. On one hand, everything they see and feel points to what their mind believes to be true. Silence is a sign of indifference, a confirmation that their feelings are not mutual. But, on the other hand, their heart refuses to accept this. There is a soft and persistent voice within them that insists on believing that there is still something there, that perhaps silence has another meaning, something they have not yet understood. The angels know that their silence did not arise from a lack of feelings, but rather as an attempt at self-protection, or even a reflection of their own doubts and fears. They see what is happening in their heart, and know the difficulties they face in opening up, trusting, and showing. However, for this person, each day of silence is one more step towards detachment. For them, silence has become a fertile ground for uncertainties, where doubts about themselves, about the value of what they lived, and about the importance they give to all of this grow. This person is not just hurt, they are deeply questioning their own worth. What they wonder is, am I important enough to this person? Was all that affection and fondness I felt real, or was it all in my imagination? How could I have deceived myself so much as to believe that I meant something special? These thoughts have been haunting their mind, leaving them insecure, suspicious, and wounded. And even though they try to be strong, this disappointment, this lack of answers, seems to be shaking the deepest foundations of their self-esteem. The angels show that you still occupy a sacred space in this person's heart. They still cherish every memory, still recall the moments they shared as if they were fragments of a dream from which they do not want to wake up. But silence has acted as a shadow, darkening these memories and bringing forth feelings that did not exist before. Now they feel a growing fear that all of this was a fantasy, that the love and care they believed to see in you were just reflections of their own desire to be loved. And as they emotionally distance themselves, trying to protect themselves from what they believe is rejection, a part of them still hopes that you will speak up, that you will break this silence with a word of affection, a gesture that can prove that they are wrong, that there is still an us to be preserved. However, with each passing day without a response, this thread of hope becomes thinner, almost invisible, and their heart, once full of enthusiasm, begins to resign itself to the idea that perhaps you truly do not share the same feelings. The angels tell me that this is a crucial moment for you to reflect on the impact that silence can have on the life of someone who still nurtures feelings for you. They ask you to look inside yourself and question if silence is really what you wish to convey. They know that you have your reasons, that perhaps this distance is a way to protect your heart or to avoid a confrontation that could bring pain. But they also ask you to consider how much this person is suffering from the lack of answers, how rejected, undervalued, and even invisible they are feeling. This is the moment to ponder what you truly desire for this relationship. Perhaps you feel that silence was necessary, that it was a conscious choice to preserve your space, your peace, or your independence. However, the angels remind you that if there is love, even if shrouded in doubts, it is worth opening a door, allowing this person to know that the feeling is still there, still real. Because for them, every minute of silence is a sentence that decrees the end of what they believed was a beginning. Before moving forward with the angel's message, write in the comments, "I claim now to take ownership of what is to come," and open your heart to the continuity of this path of understanding and healing that they propose. As the angels continue to guide them, they bring a deeper insight into the feelings and thoughts that this person carries within themselves, feelings that have been shaped by the silence that has now become an almost tangible presence between you. For them, this absence of answers is like an echo resounding in their heart, increasing doubts and raising barriers that perhaps would never have existed if there had been open communication between you. Every word left unsaid becomes, for them, a confirmation of their most intimate fears, that perhaps what they feel is not reciprocated, and that the love they nurtured within themselves was destined to remain silent, just like the words they long to hear from you. For them, silence is interpreted as a form of indifference. And even if this was not your intention, this is what they see, as insecurities and doubts blend with the affection they still feel, creating an emotional storm that intensifies with each passing day. It's as if, no matter how hard they try to see a light, they only find shadows. This person begins to question whether all the carefully guarded feelings have any value, or if it was just a dream that dissipated in the face of the reality of unrequited love. The angels show that, although they have tried in many ways to understand what is happening between you, there is a limit to how much a soul can withstand silence. For them, this situation has become a point of pain, and every moment of waiting seems to only reinforce the idea that perhaps to you, they are not as important as they imagined to be. And at the same time, they feel trapped in a cycle because despite the apparent indifference they perceive from you, they still feel a vast love that prevents them from simply turning the page. This person finds themselves in a state of emotional vulnerability, oscillating between hope and pain. The angels reveal that they often find themselves revisiting memories, searching for signs, rereading old messages, trying to find something that would make them believe that there is still a bond between you. However, the continued silence acts as a veil that covers those memories, as if every moment of shared happiness is now being revoked, erased by the distance you have imposed. For them, silence has become an open wound. And although they do not know the reasons behind your decision, the angels tell me that they feel a deep emptiness, as if the absence of your words is a void that they do not know how to fill. In silence, they cry, mourn what could have been, and try to understand what they did wrong. And without an explanation, they begin to question their own worth, to believe that perhaps they are not worthy of the love they felt, that perhaps they were never special to you. The angels watch with compassion the path both of you are walking, knowing that there are profound reasons behind each choice made. But they also tell me that this person, in trying to decipher what happened, has created a narrative of rejection and pain, where every gesture of yours that used to be seen with affection is now remembered with a hint of bitterness. They believe that if the silence continues, it is because something inside you is already disconnected, and this thought consumes them like a slow poison, corroding the faith they had in the feeling they shared with you. However, angels want you to understand that, despite all this suffering, they have not completely given in to the idea of losing you. Deep down in their heart, there's still a small flickering flame, although weakened, representing hope that you will seek them out, that you will say something that could reverse the course things have taken. But this hope is fragile, and each day of silence makes it more vulnerable, closer to fading away. This person has endured this pain in silence, not knowing how or when this story will find an end. The angels show me that you, although you have kept your own feelings to yourself, are in a similar dilemma. Behind the silence, there are fears and insecurities that have also shaped your actions. They ask you to consider the consequences of maintaining this distance, not only for them, but for yourself as well. Because silence, although it may seem like a way to avoid confrontation, ends up becoming a barrier to the love that could grow between you. This person, even amidst so many doubts, still sees something special in you, something they haven't found in anyone else. And although they feel like they are being pushed away, that maybe they are not wanted, A part of their heart insists on believing that all of this is a phase, a test that both of you need to overcome. But the angels warn that there are limits to how much a soul can bear uncertainty, and that if there is no change, the fate of this connection may be shaped by this lack of answers. For them, the greatest pain is to imagine that you could have moved on, that maybe they have already found someone else to occupy the place they believed was theirs. The angels show me that this idea haunts them, and although they struggle not to listen to these inner voices, the truth is that their heart is increasingly shaken, with every prolonged silence. They no longer know if what you shared was a dream or if it was something real, but one thing they are sure of: every memory, every feeling they had for you, all of it was sincere, truthful, and it will be hard to find someone else who makes them feel what you awakened in them. Meanwhile, you also carry your own burden, because even if the silence was your choice, the angels know that this was not an easy decision. They show that you feel torn, as if something greater is preventing you from moving on, and at the same time, a part of you is afraid to open up and get hurt. But they ask you to look inside yourself and ask, what do I really want for this person? What would my heart like to say if I had the courage to break this silence? The angel's message is not just to bring clarity, but to help you find answers. They are by your side, supporting you in this moment of introspection, so that you can understand the impact your actions have on the life of those who love you. Because, for that person, every unspoken word is a thorn that digs deeper into their heart. And even though they wish to be by your side, they need more than just memories to sustain this love. Before we continue, take a deep breath and reflect on what you want for the future of this connection. Write in the comments, "I open my heart to what is to come," to affirm your intention to seek the path that will bring peace and understanding to both. The angels are guiding them now to an even deeper part of what this person feels, revealing the most hidden nuances of their emotions. The silence that they interpret as indifference has been a kind of emotional labyrinth for them, a place where they get lost between the desire to understand what is happening and the pain of not finding answers. With each attempt to fill this void, they only encounter more questions, and slowly, this labyrinth has been leading them to a point of almost emotional exhaustion. They look at themselves and question, where did I go wrong? Was all of this just an illusion I created? What does it mean to me to have placed so much value on someone who may not feel the same? These questions echo in their mind incessantly, and even if they try to divert their thoughts, they always come back, like a storm they cannot avoid. The angels show that this person is at a breaking point, where weariness and disillusionment begin to speak louder than the love they still hold for you. But at the same time, there is something inside them that refuses to give up. It's as if every memory of the happy moments you shared was a ray of hope, a reminder that, no matter how difficult it is, the love they felt for you was real. However, these same moments that used to make them smile now bring a touch of sadness, as they start to convince themselves that those instances belong to the past and that the future may hold nothing more between you. This person no longer knows how to deal with the weight of this silence. They try to be strong, try to move on, but the angels reveal that inside, they are falling apart. And even if they try to disguise their pain, there are moments when all they want is just a word from you, a gesture, something that makes them believe that this silence does not mean the end. They feel trapped between hope and disappointment, as if they were in a constant dance between light and shadows. The angels tell me that, although this person feels all this pain, they still look at you with tenderness. They see in you someone special, someone who has awakened feelings in them that had long been asleep. And even though the silence hurts them, they still wish that, somehow, you would reach out to them, that you would give a sign that this connection still holds value. But at the same time, they are afraid to keep waiting and thereby, end up hurting themselves even more. They go through moments when they try to convince themselves that it would be best to move on, forget this story, and start anew, free from the weight of expectations. But, as the angels show me, this is a painful and complicated process because there is still a strong bond that ties them to you. They feel that, even if they tried, it would not be easy to erase the feelings they have developed, and this indecision consumes them, leaving them in a constant state of anxiety and sadness. It is important for you to know that, for them, this story was not just a passing phase in their life. On the contrary, they deeply believed that there was something special between you, something worth fighting for, protecting and preserving. The angels show that they fully surrender to this feeling, even when it hurts them, because they believe that you are someone with whom they could build something true. But with each passing day, as the silence lingers, they begin to lose strength, like a candle that slowly goes out without anyone there to reignite the flame. What they desire more than anything is clarity. They long for an answer, something that helps them understand what is really going on. And the angels show that, in this process, they have been learning harsh lessons about love, about expectations, and about accepting things as they are, even when it means letting go of what once brought happiness. This is a healing process for them, and even though it is painful, it is helping them become stronger, more capable of dealing with life's adversities. At the same time, the angels reveal to me that you also face your own internal battles. They know that the silence was a choice that had its reasons, and that perhaps you also feel the pain of this distance, even if you chose this position for a reason that seemed necessary at the time. But now they ask you, what do you truly desire for this person? Does this silence represent what you truly feel? They ask you to seek these answers within yourself, because every choice we make resonates in the hearts of those who love us, and this choice, in particular, has left deep marks. For this person, the greatest pain has been feeling that perhaps they do not matter to you. They feel that if there were genuine interest on your part, there would be no reason for you to maintain this silence. And over time, this perception has become a belief for them, something they carry as a truth. The angels say that, even though they wish this were not true, they can no longer ignore what their heart interprets as abandonment. The angels are by your side to guide each step, and they show me that there is a window of opportunity for you to rethink the situation, so you can evaluate what you really feel and make a decision that is sincere, both for you and for that person. Because deep down, what that person is looking for is the certainty that they were not just another passage in your life, that the love they felt was not in vain. They say there is no shame in reassessing, in understanding your own needs and making a decision based on that. Because the truth is that for them, every gesture of yours carries immense weight, and even silence becomes a powerful message, a message that they no longer know if they can bear. That person has been emotionally distancing themselves, not because they want to, but because they feel the need to protect themselves from pain. And even though they wish all of this to be just a phase, the angels show that time is running out for this flame to keep burning. They ask you to consider with care what you want to convey to that person, because each day without a word is like a silent blow to their heart. As difficult as it may be to face these feelings, the angels are by your side to give you the strength and clarity you need to decide the next step. They want you to know that, if there is love, there is always a way to express it, even if the words are not easy to find. And for that person, a single word from you could change everything, could be the sign they need to understand that this story is not over yet. Before proceeding with the angel's message, take a moment to reflect on what they truly desire for this connection. They encourage you to listen to their heart and allow it to guide their actions, as every choice is a seed we plant in the soul of those who love them. Write in the comments, "I choose truth," so the angels can continue to guide their path towards a sincere and true decision. The angels continue to reveal the deep feelings that this person holds towards you, and now they show me that, as much as they wish to break free from this anguish, there is a force that still prevents them from leaving it all behind. It's as if, despite all the pain, they still feel an uncontrollable need to understand you, to search for some hidden answer in the silence you keep, a reason that justifies everything they have been going through. And even though a part of them feels defeated, unable to continue, the love they nurture for you prevents them from giving up completely. They feel trapped in an emotional prison, a place where every memory of what you shared prevents them from moving forward, but also doesn't allow them to have true peace. It's as if they are stuck between the desire to be set free and the hope that, at any moment, you will break the silence with words that bring relief and understanding. For them, this silence has turned into a kind of painful waiting, where they try to decipher every gesture, every lack of message, every sign that could come from you, even if these signs are non-existent. The angels show me that this waiting has been consuming their spirit, as each day that goes by without an answer seems to increase the weight in their heart. They wonder if the love they shared with you still means anything, or if it was all just a mistake on their part. And at the same time, they blame themselves for not being able to break free from all of this, as if they were failing themselves by insisting on something that apparently no longer brings them the same happiness as before. However, the angels reveal that despite all this pain, there is a surprising strength in their heart, something that keeps them strong, even when it seems impossible. This strength is fueled by a hope that they do not always fully understand, but that makes them believe that perhaps there is still a chance for everything to be resolved. For them, true love is the one that overcomes adversities, that withstands the storms, and that grows stronger in moments of silence. And although this conviction causes them suffering, they still prefer to believe that there is a reason for everything they are going through. It is important for you to know that, even though they try to hide it, every moment of your distance is felt as an irreparable loss. They feel as if they are witnessing the end of something precious, something that had the potential to be much more than it was. The angels show that for them, silence is not just an absence of words, but an absence of intention, as if each day without contact is a confirmation that you really do not care in the way they imagined. But the angels also show me something fundamental. Even if they interpret your silence as indifference, that person has not completely given up. They remain on the edge between love and detachment, between hope and sadness. It's a situation that consumes them, but at the same time, it's also what makes them feel alive because, despite the pain, the love they feel is something that connects them to something greater, an energy that goes beyond themselves and makes them want to understand the reason for all this. However, the angels warn that this strength of theirs is not infinite. They say there is a limit to how much a soul can endure so much uncertainty, and that, if there is no change, it is likely that, at some point, they will need to let go of this love to protect themselves. For as much as they love you, they also need peace in their heart, something that, at this moment, silence does not allow them to find. For you, the angels ask you to reflect on what you really want because every minute without a word is a moment when that person drifts away, not because they want to, but because they feel they need to. They say that if there is love in your heart, it is important that you show it, that you let that person know that there is still something between you worth preserving. For them, love is not just an emotion, it's a choice, a decision to give oneself to someone and trust that this surrender will be valued. The angels show me that you, perhaps, also have your own doubts and fears. They know that this silence was a choice that somehow brought you a sense of protection, but now they question you. Does this silence reflect the truth of what you feel? They ask you to evaluate if this is really what you want because what you don't say also has a profound impact, a message that can be stronger than any word. This person believes that if there was true love between you, they wouldn't keep this distance. They feel that if it was important to you, this silence would have never existed, and this thought is what hurts them the most. For them, true love is the one that overcomes barriers, that conquers pride, and that is expressed even in the most difficult times. And for them, silence has been the greatest proof that perhaps this love is not reciprocal. The angels say that you still have a choice to make, and this choice will determine the future of this connection. They are by your side, ready to support you, whatever your decision may be, but they ask you to consider with affection what you wish to convey to this person. Because even though they are suffering, a part of them still believes that you could break this silence, that you could show that the love they feel was not in vain. It is at this point that the angels suggest that you ask yourself what you really want for your future. They say that if there is love in your heart, it is worth expressing it, even if it's difficult, even if it involves confronting feelings that you may have preferred to avoid. Because for this person, every word of yours carries immense weight. Every gesture of yours is a confirmation that what they feel is real. Before proceeding, the angels ask you to write in the comments, "I allow the truth to come to light," so that the path ahead of you is illuminated by sincerity and true love. They are by your side, ready to help you find the best way, but remind you that every choice we make creates roots in the heart of those we love. Now that they have come this far, the angels want you to know, nothing was by chance. Every word you read, every feeling that emerged from their heart was guided by a higher force that desires to see them grow, understanding the power of love, and above all, finding their deepest truth. But for this journey to continue, they need to make a choice. The angels are by their side, ready to continue this path and reveal the secrets that still await them. And if they felt their heart vibrate, found answers, or opened new questions, then now is the time to take a decisive step. Do not ignore this call. There is a reason for them to be here, to have been guided to this message. By signing up now, they connect with this energy of transformation and allow the angels to continue sending messages that resonate directly with what they need to hear. Each message will be a portal, a reminder that they are exactly where they need to be, receiving what their soul longs for. This choice is not just a click, it is a commitment to their own path, a decision to keep alive this divine connection that has been activated within them. Just imagine, with a simple gesture, they open the doors to receive, whenever needed, messages from the angels that enlighten, strengthen, and guide. These messages are here to remind them, every day, that they are never alone, that there is a purpose in every experience, and that they can count on spiritual support at every step. By signing up, they reaffirm that they are ready for the next step, to live life with purpose and love. Feel that urge within you. This is the call of the angels. They are ready to walk by your side, offering words of comfort and wisdom whenever they are needed. But this journey can only continue if you decide. Trust the intuition that has brought you here and allow this connection to strengthen. Just a simple click to confirm that you are ready to receive everything that the universe has prepared for your journey. Do not let this opportunity slip away. Touch the registration button now, embrace this path, and be prepared to receive, every day, the signs, the advice, and the love of the angels. Because when you choose to open yourself to this connection, the universe responds with blessings that exceed any expectation. This is your chance, and the angels are waiting for you. Sign up now, and start treading this path of light and transformation.